First Friday is just like it's just a huge experiment of like what can be done if you really want to get it done.
Yeah.
Like simple as that. Do you really want this? It's possible. There is no studio backup. We are not UNLV alumni. We are not like we don't have really, if we put all of our heads together, we couldn't put up 40 hours of fucking union work. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like these are just a bunch of like people and friends that came through that just gladly wanted to help out and just be like part of like something new.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Film Goals Podcast. Today I'm with the one and only Jawsh.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
This is my first time seeing your last name, Ojeda.
Yeah, I know. People are actually surprised that I'm actually like Spanish.
You are Spanish or Mexican? Or
Mexican, Spanish. Okay. Oh, yeah, that.
Latino? Yeah. It's a little, sorry, we're gonna move, bro.
That's right.
All right, so Jawsh is a filmmaker, and I'm happy that you're here, bro. You are the director of First Friday.
Yes,
director, writer, too, right?
Director, writer, producer, editor, the filmmaker behind
First Friday. So before we get to the film, let's talk about, I got to start with the journey. How did you get into filmmaking? What was the first thing that attracted you to it? And
where did I start? All right, so like the journey really started with my grandma, where my grandma would always take me to the movie theaters when I was a kid. Like she doesn't speak much English, so that way like the only way we would communicate is after the movie. She would be like, "So what do you think about the characters? What do you like about the story? What didn't you like about it?" And we would really like get to have like a moment of like bonding together because of that. And she really showed me that like, oh, movies are more than just an hour and a half of just turning your brain off and just having fun and enjoying the moments. Also like a real plot, real characters that you can really connect with if the director does their job, if the team or the actors really create something that's worth watching. It's actually an art. And so that part of movies I really appreciated, because I think that as a visual medium, it's a very name a medium that's bigger than cinema. That's the best way to describe it as. Like you have, your TikTok videos, you have your YouTube videos, you have your social media, commercials, music videos, everything. But when it comes to movies, there's nothing bigger than that on the screen. Mm-hmm. And so to me, like that's such a like master class of its own of like trying to create something to put on like a 50-foot screen and put a bunch of strangers in for an hour and a half and just enjoy the ride. Like, damn, so bro. Yeah, it's just,
I think it's dope that it was from your grandma, bro. So I'm curious, like, do you have a film in mind when you go back to your childhood, like you guys like love together or hated together, like
together?
Yeah.
I would have to say probably like, God, that's a great question, dude. Honestly, dude, like, for me, it's like E.T. Like, okay. I think that's one, like, just one of those movies that just like, especially as a kid, like, you believe in aliens and creatures, and not only that, but they can become your friends.
Yeah.
I think one of those kinds of movies that like a lot of soul, a lot of magic, would put like Steven Spielberg's name out there in the first place. Like that kind of movie that really like says like, hey, like it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, but as long as you have like a really solid heart and you're a good person, like you can still like be friends or even families with whoever. It doesn't really matter. So like movies like that have like a message, those are the ones that we really bonded over. But like personally for me, like my favorite kind of movies are like the self-obsessed artists. So like Whiplash or Social Network or The Aviator, like those kinds of films are the ones that are like, I'm willing to do whatever I have to make my vision come true. Those are my kind of movies. You know what I'm saying? Even like a Fight Club, even there.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, those ones, yeah, it really brought us together as like a family. But I feel like the whole point of movies is supposed to bring families together. You know what I'm saying? That's why like Disney movies are so popular.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, like I'm excited to see that because I'm going to see it with my friends and my family.
That's dope, bro. So then how did you decide to get into actual film? Like what was the thing? Did you go to film school? How did you start it?
Yeah, so I started with making YouTube videos with my little brother when I was little, and that was back with like the free Microsoft editing system.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? That would come with PCs, like old school, right? You couldn't do anything. You could put titles if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Like that was really it. So I would like mess around with like home videos, put that on YouTube. No one watched it, deleted it. You're like, oh, no one's gonna see this, delete. But after that, I was just like, I went to high school, still obsessed with movies, still want to be a filmmaker, still had an idea of like writing my own script, getting it shot, making a story happen. I did a little short film for my theater class when I was a senior in high school, and I got Best Director and Best Picture.
Oh, wow.
And that let me know, like, even though it was a really like not good short little student film,
Yeah.
it showed me that if you have the right passion and right execution, people will still enjoy it, and they will really appreciate it. But they, more than that, they appreciate you as a person because you put so much effort into making something that is valuable to you and the people that really watch. You know, and I think that response made me realize, like, it really doesn't matter what you put out as long as you have like the greatest intention of like trying to create something bigger than yourself. That will always come off screen. Well, it doesn't matter what budget. After that, I went to Vancouver Film School. I got accepted into in Canada, in British Columbia. Lived there for a year and a half. Got off a student visa. It was awesome. Love Vancouver. It was crazy. It's like the legal age for drinking is 19. I just turned 19 there. So I celebrated my early 21 a few years earlier than everyone else. But it was a blast. I got to meet so many people from out of like the country. Everyone's like off the boat, European or from Australia or South America, whatever. But what's really cool is that down the street, as I'm walking to Vancouver Film School, they were shooting the Deadpool movie, the first one. And the bridge is right there. And my friends would be working on it that were like TAs at the film school. And they'd be like, hey, come be a PA for Deadpool. Okay, cool. Just come through, bring coffee, clean some trash up, and you get to watch and get paid to watch Ryan Reynolds act like Deadpool on the bridge, which is super cool. You know what I'm saying? But it brought me one other thing that it brought to my attention, something that film school didn't really, which is that all that matters is that it's a person, a camera, and a story. It does not matter who is the person, who's really holding the camera. All that matters is like what story are you trying to tell, and like that's it. You know, it really brought down the fundamentals of what it is. And then when you go to film school, it's mostly watching YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, these are YouTube videos like you could watch, I could watch. We don't have to go to film school for that.
Right.
Really, what realistically film school is for is just like to network with other students, because everyone has connections, and that's their biggest thing. It's just like everyone's a resource, and everyone, your network is your net worth, right? Which is the biggest thing I took out of film school. It doesn't matter who you know, it's who knows you at the end of the day. Do they like you? And that's why I really feel like at the end, like, you don't have to be a pompous guy, whatever on set. You can really be like a regular dude or regular girl, and all you want to do is just work hard, tell a story, and like feel good at the end of the day about that.
That's dope, bro. I'm curious why after film school, like, why did you stay there? Because like film is like pretty big down in Vancouver.
Oh, dude, they kick you out after student visa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I graduated. My student visa went, and so I had to go out. So I moved to LA after that.
Oh, okay.
Because I was just like, well, the closest thing to Vancouver is LA. So I moved to LA in North Hollywood. I lived across the street from Universal Studios for like 2 years. My first job was a wizard at the Harry Potter Universal Studios. Dude, I had the hat and everything. We were selling butterbeer.
Were you Snape?
No, we can't say any names. That's the thing. Really? Yeah, they were like, you can't, because Warner Brothers still had the licensing. They just let you use the costumes, but you're not allowed to say Harry Potter. You're just say the boy who lived. That's all you can say.
Wow.
That's all you can say. But I lived in LA, and I did freelance job trying to go union because I wanted to get those hours in. And what I realized is very, very quickly was that this is not what I wanted to do, which was work 10, 15 years and then maybe have the opportunity to shoot my movie if I know the right people, if I know, the right whoever production company to secure me the budget. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because I want to make a movie before I'm 30, and at that time I was like 21, 22. And I'm just like, I can go against the world, what I'm saying, with this mentality. And I'm just like, why am I wasting my best years just cleaning after someone else? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the Karate Kid way of just like left, right. What I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like I can do that for myself. I think that was the biggest difference. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna leave. I have a script. I have 2 scripts. I have an Iron Giant fan film script, which was awesome. I wrote that when I was like 20, and I was just like, because the Power Rangers movie just came out. Okay. And the Power Rangers movie was based off a fan film. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you.
So we're still in the middle of the interview, but okay. But just joking. Yeah, they just made the Power Rangers movie based on a fan film. So I was just like, okay, for my name to get out, I'm going to invest into a Iron Giant fan film because I always loved the Iron Giant as a kid, and that was like one of my favorite movies in general, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, realistically, no one's going to give me $100 million to make an Iron Giant movie. So I'm going to shoot it. Like, that's it. So I saved up at that point $30,000 in 3 years. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to go back to Canada. I'm going to shoot it in 4 days. I'm going to have a 16-page script, right? Super simple, super short, to the point of just like between the relationship between the Hogarth and his best friend, the robot, and his mother. And that's the basic character dynamic. Shot that, released it, was in talks with Netflix. Boom, the pandemic happens.
Oh, shit.
Crazy how things happen. And I was just like, okay, the pandemic happens. I'm back in Vegas. I'm locked up in my grandma's house at that point. I'm just taking care of her and everything like that. And I'm going out. Shouldn't go out. You shouldn't go out. That's what everyone's telling you. We go out and I meet some really amazing, talented people in Las Vegas. And that's where I met Horticulture. I met Rex. I met my other producer, Allison. I met our production designer, Numbskull. I met a lot of then became our actors for the movies. And all because I went outside and decided, hey, I'm going to take photos. Freelance photography, message people on Instagram. Doesn't matter who. I don't even know you. I'm just going to message you. Do you want free photos? You want free photos? Meet me Main Street this time, tomorrow. Don't wait. Just 45 minutes. Message. Got me to know here, there, whatever. I ended up...
Probably gotta be worse like that, bro.
I love Rex. And basically, before I knew it, I got a job with the Mayweather team. I was at the Logan Paul Mayweather fight ringside shooting recap videos.
Oh, okay.
Crazy little experience. Anyways, after all that, I spent 3 years doing that, and I realized I'm 26. I'm not where I want to be as a filmmaker in my career. I want to be able to make a movie, a feature-length film. That's the dream. Have a feature-length film under your belt.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I've done it once. I'll do it again. I'm going to go work sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to work is it connected?
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I'm going to go work a 9-to-5 job, and I'm just going to save up for 2 years, get 30 bands, and just be like, okay, this script that is based in the art district of Las Vegas, I'm going to shoot that film. I'm going to shoot that story. Because I lived here. I've lived in that. I mean, like every first Friday, we would always go out. We would all hang out. We would meet graffiti artists, bike riders, poets, musicians, whatever. You're going to meet those people. And they're just so kind. And they're just so talented. And there's no spotlight on them. Because everyone in Las Vegas that's in the industry is looking outside of California or Atlanta or somewhere else. And I'm just like, but we have so many talented people right here, and we're not even checking out the local communities for that. The only people helping the locals out are the other locals. Yeah. That's really it, and I don't think that's fair. Because I feel like we have all these marketing resources, the Strip, one of the most global known location. Yeah. And we don't even have marketing for our own people. Like, to me, like, that has to change.
Let's backtrack a little bit. I'm curious about the Iron Giant film. So did you end up shooting it or no?
Yeah. So we ended up shooting it. When I was 23. Yeah. So I started saving it when I was 20. I shot it when I was 23. Went back to Canada. Had my friend that I met in film school out there. He ended up being one of the producers. He got another producer that was actually like working on like another Netflix show at the time to help us out to secure the locations. I was doing all the busy work in LA to shoot something out the country. Okay. So to fly out there, shoot something out the country, come back, edit it, get it done, and post it online for free. Like that to me, I'm like, that was just worth it.
So it's out there.
Oh, it's out on YouTube right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out
what
on
is
YouTube.
It called?
It's called Where's Hogarth, the Iron Giant fan film.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And why didn't when COVID happened? You said like the talks just stopped. Or
talks just stopped. Talks stopped everywhere. I mean, at one point the world shut down for like 45 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once things started to get rolling again, they weren't thinking about the newest filmmakers. They were just thinking about, we had a plan of movies to get shot, and because of this pushback.
Right.
Now we're trying to catch up.
Gotcha.
And, now everything's, I mean, they just finished a strike a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything's just starting to get back to normal in the
Right.
film industry. So I feel like now is just like, it's the doors are opening again for all of us that are creating stories to push it out there again.
Okay, that's awesome, bro. I need to check that movie out.
I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, give it a chance. Tell me your thoughts.
So yeah, let's talk about yeah, I love that you said that about the locals, like, because it's true, and that's kind of like why I created the podcast, because I'm like, we have so much talent here, and we're not even like showcasing it. It's like, everyone comes from LA and uses like our resources, but then there's no shine on us.
Exactly.
So
and I'm such a fan, by the way. I really want to say that on camera too. Like, I am such a fan of Film Goals, bro. And Angel, like, this guy, like, we need more film in the world. Like, we really do. We really do, bro.
Appreciate it, brother. So let's talk about I know you said you were doing downtown stuff, and that's kind of how the idea sparked.
Yeah.
But talk about, first of all, the plot of the film,
Gotcha.
and then like, how did you come up with it?
Got you. So I'll try to keep it quick and simple. Elevator pitch. Basically, the plot of the story is that as a brother and a sister in Las Vegas, they all they're trying to do is kind of like manifest their dreams and helping them get out of the city. It's a pretty simple plot. She's a podcaster. He's a graphic t-shirt designer. And all they have is each other. It's just family. And they realize that they're in deep trouble because they owe money to this villain, which is like a drug dealer type of dude in Vegas. And they don't have the money to pay him. So they have to figure out a way by First Friday to give him the money. Otherwise, everything's going to go wrong. And surprisingly, everything goes wrong. So that's really like the whole plot of the movie. But it's honestly, it just came to be of just like always hanging out with friends at First Friday. And like the little, when you're young, especially in your early 20s, you get in a lot of like mischievous, you shouldn't be doing that kind of activities.
Yeah.
And I think that really kind of like brings that. They're not bad people. They're just trying to figure it out,
Yeah, for sure.
and they're just they have their truth and they're just trying to follow that all the way. And I think that's really like the main part of the story of just like, especially when you have your ride or die friends, like you don't want them to like, you want to grow, you want to elevate, but you also don't want to leave your group, your posse. So it's like dealing with growing pains like that.
No, I love that. Like a coming of age story, like set in Vegas. That's kind of the vibe that I got when I saw your trailer and all the stuff that you were doing on Instagram. So I'm curious, like, you say you raised $30,000. How did you figure out? Because you shot this in 7 days, right?
So I was in 7 days.
How did you figure out, like, first of all, like, how are you gonna tackle it? You know what I mean? Like with such a low budget and.
Dude, all right. So this whole movie is an experiment. This whole movie is just a passion project experiment. We don't know what's going to happen. And it's more like, okay, but the only way we're not going to know if we can do it is by not doing it. Or the only way we're going to know we're going to be able to do it is by doing it. So I realized, like, whatever happens, I've been on sets before, everything's going to go wrong, right? Everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as long as you're able to find a solution, stop complaining, find a solution. Like, we don't have time or the money to keep on complaining or to keep on guessing or whatever. No, like, we're all going to come together. This is the issue. This is what we need to get done. I had I did not keep anything from the cast and crew. If there was an issue of what had to be happened or what was happening at the moment, I would tell everyone, hey, this is what's happening. We need to figure out a plan all together. And I would gladly accept any kind of ideas from anyone. And that's where I think it was very open, our set. I just wanted to be, because I'm like, okay, why am I going to try to make this set, this super indie film, tighten it? Right. I'm like, no, I want people behind Video Village. Like the actors' parents would come by whenever really they felt like it. Because I told them they can. And they would, instead of watching from like far away their kid and recording, like trying to hide the recording on their phone, I said, just come here, watch them behind the Video Village, and just enjoy like your kid like doing their thing, because that's what I feel like it's all about. And so, yeah, I think First Friday is just like it's just a huge experiment of like what can be done if you really want to get it done.
Yeah,
like simple as that. Do you really want this? It's possible. There is no studio backup. We are not UNLV alumni. We are not like we don't have really, if we put all of our heads together, we couldn't put up 40 hours of fucking union work. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are just a bunch of like people and friends that came through that just gladly wanted to help out and just be like part of like something new. A lot of them never been on a movie set before. I was like, well, this is no different. This is like any movie set's pretty much the same. It's like catering, location problems,
Yeah.
coffee and trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty much all the same on every film set. So I was just like, let's just make it as open to everyone as possible. Who knows when we're gonna do it again? I hope it does. I hope it all works out. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, let's just enjoy this moment. You know?
That's dope, bro. I love that. I'm curious also like your process. Like casting and like writing, shot list, all that stuff. Like how does your process work?
Ooh, dude, I take my time.
Yeah.
I take my
Writing
time
or
writing specifically the story. Like
I'm the same, bro.
You know, it has to
takes
be
me
right.
forever to write stuff.
And it does because because once you think of a plot hole, it starts to unravel itself. You're like, oh wait, that doesn't make sense. But then if I have to do this, but then if I do this, this doesn't make sense, and it just goes, and you have to fill up every hole so the ship doesn't sink. You know, and so that to me is the most important process. I spent the whole saving up the money, those 2 years of me saving up money, I was just writing the script. Just like sending it to friends who no one read it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Asking for feedback.
Asking for feedback. They said it was good, but they didn't read it.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time I was sending to like film student friends. That's when I got actual feedback. Okay. I would even actually take two of the best film students in UNLV and CSN that I knew, bring them over, and I would pay them each $150 to like, let's read the script and tell me what you think could be better. You know what I'm saying? If I got to get it that way, then I got to get it that way. But I got to get real feedback because I'm not going to invest so much time and money and effort into a story that I don't know if someone outside of me reading it will understand or like. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that took the longest part of the process. After that, it was casting. The casting I'm the most excited about. I think there's two types of directors. I think there's a technical director and an acting director. I think there's a director that is just like, they know exactly how to visually represent what they want on the biggest composition possible. Right. And there's other directors that are just more intimate with each scene. They're just like, every time I say cut, I'm going to go straight to the actor. I'm going to go talk to them. That's what I do. And so that's my style. So when we got the casting, we sent audition casting calls online to like different websites. But me and my producer Allison, we also went straight to UNLV and just started hanging flyers. We started going down the main arts district street, hanging flyers, you know, like old school, and just passing it around, whatever. Like I even had a friend from UNLV show up to us and was just like, "Do you guys even go to school here?" I'm like, no. They're like, "Did you ask to be here?" I'm like, no.
That's funny because I did that when I first shot my web series. Me and my friends, we shot a web series here, and that's what we did. We went and like put posters up.
But it works. Like it does.
Some people show up.
Some people show. It does. It shows enthusiasm, I think, more than anything. And also, like, when you get people to actually show up, that's the most rewarding part of it. Because we had over 100 people in 2 days, and we did 8 hours for 2 days, going from casting everyone. Like we went through like every range of gender and sexuality and race and everything like that, and it was awesome, you know. But then we finally found our core 5 actors after 2 weeks, after we had callbacks and everything as well, and then we finally found our little family. And what I loved about it was that it was very genuine and natural how the actors started to say, "Hey, let's go rehearse. Hey, can you help me go over these lines?" Like, to hear that as a director, and you don't have to ask, it lets you know that they're all in.
Yeah, they're invested.
Yeah. And you know, that's all you, as a director, that's all you really want from an actor. Is just like, hey, I'm here with you. You know, F all these people in the room, is just you and me. And right now I need you to be open. I need to be vulnerable. And I'm trying to ask you that in front of a camera. But they need to trust you, and you need to let them know that they can trust you. So that way they're willing to take this leap of faith with you to see, like, okay, like, I don't know where this movie's going to go. And to be honest with you, I don't know where it's going to go either. But all I know is that it's you and me. Yeah. We're in this. You know what I'm saying? You're the face. I'm trying to make sure I give you everything I can to make you as comfortable as possible, to give the best character you can give me right now. You know, so that's really like my favorite process. And then after that, it was like once we got Rex on team, everything changed for the better. Like, I mean, once we got Rex as a producer, like the resources, everything, the connections, just all like we got everything we needed. You know what I'm saying? And we were still figuring out locations a week before we were about to start shooting. Like the hookah lounge was locked a week before.
Wow.
Like the apartment was locked 2 weeks before, and that's like 60% of the movie right there. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you have to think on your toes. Just think on your toes and just keep moving, because it's like it's a roaring fire. It's just like you're just trying not to get burned. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a good analogy.
Crazy.
That's awesome, bro. I'm really interested in your I think it's really funny your post-production process, because you went to Colorado to edit the film.
Yeah.
So what was your like thought behind that, and how did that go?
Hunter S. Thompson. Shout out Hunter S. Thompson. That dude is crazy motherfucker, dude. He is a big inspiration to me, but I'm also like one of those like artists, and this is where it comes a little egotistic, but I'm one of those artists where I'm like, I have to experience life in order for me to create art. And to me, like, editing in Las Vegas was just very loud, and there's always something going on here, and everyone's always asking to hang out. And I'm just like, I need to lock in, because otherwise this movie could take me 2 to 3 years of just post-production if I fuck around, you know? And I don't want to do that. I'm like, I generally want to do at an indie budget. I want 1 year after we finish shooting that the movie is like either done or as close to possibly done as possible. So that's why I moved to Colorado to edit the rest of the movie. Edited the trailer in Colorado. Did a lot of ADR meetings, FaceTime through Colorado. Set animation meetings through Colorado. And set the premiere date while I was in Colorado. So I did a lot of things out there, but I wouldn't change anything, to be honest with you. It's cool. It's just like I'm just making a movie. That's what I'm like working at a grocery store, and it's like a vibe. I'm just like, okay, making movies.
No, I love that, man. It's like, if you have that access, then do it. Because you're right, it takes me forever to edit too, because you get distracted. So
it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get distracted, and procrastination is like the worst, right? Like
everybody has it,
especially when you watch the same clip 100,000 times and you've seen the same flaw 100,000 times. You're just like, something about this is just depressing, and I just don't want to keep watching this right now. I need a break. And sometimes, you need those. I was telling Rex, I was just like, sometimes you need like a week or two off to like watch it with fresh eyes.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and that's just how it goes. Like, you can't, because you're the only one watching it. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna go a little stir crazy, just seeing the same image and image again. And I'm just like, all right, well, it takes time. Movies take time, man. That's just how it goes, you know?
For sure.
It's taking we're like 4 months into like sound design, and we're not even close.
So you shot it last year, and are you a full year after shooting it, or
dude? Actually, it's a full year and 2 days ago. Oh, okay. 2 days ago was the last day last year that we shot. So it's really like a blessing in disguise, and it's divine timing that's all like working out so well. So many doors that were closed open for us. So many no's that we were expecting to be no's were yeses, and it was only like, I think that really genuinely that if we didn't ask, if we really didn't have something to like push, like those would remain closed. I think that when you really go out there and you really like, I need this, yes, or I really need this to open up for me, it will happen for you one way or another, as long as you don't give up. I think that's just the one thing. Just don't fucking give up. Don't give up on yourself. Imposter syndrome is real. You will doubt yourself. You don't know if this is really going to work out for you. Should I look for another career? You know, like, oh, I'm having car problems, what am I going to do? Like, you know, but at the end of the day, like, even if I try to leave, I'm going to come back to movies. So I'm not going to leave in the first. I know I'm not going to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was talking to Rex about the marketing stuff, and one thing that I wanted to like give you props on was like the music competition.
Oh, thank you.
And I think I talked to you about that before when we met.
Yeah.
Like, it was like really a smart way of getting people involved and kind of like growing your community at the same time. So you did this competition where you selected like 5 or 6 scenes.
Yeah, 3 scenes.
3 scenes.
Yeah.
Why did it seem like it was 5?
It felt like a lot more. That's what we heard. We definitely heard that for sure.
Yeah, so you did 3 scenes, and you're like, hey, we have these 3 scenes, and if you think your music goes with it, submit it, and we're gonna pick a winner.
Exactly.
So,
and we got over again, that one was also, we got another 100 submissions of just like local Vegas artists, musicians sending in their music to try to get their song into the movie, which was an amazing feeling. It was incredible that it all like worked out so well. We chose 3 scenes. It was an action scene, a chill scene, and a sad scene. And we just had 5 songs of each genre. We chose 5 finalists for each genre that would match that scene, and then we had everyone kind of vote for it, which was super cool. I thought it was kind of like old school American Idol, just like send a text in, text 5 for this or whatever.
Number
like
1,
that.
number 2,
yeah, exactly. And it was a success, you know. Like we got over, if I remember correctly, over 3,000 votes, and it was awesome. It all worked out. We had like 24,000 people saw the post like 24 hours after posting it. It was a success. So it worked out for us. And not only that, after that we took down all the videos so no one knows what scenes we're seeing, afterwards, because that was another concern of just like, are we showing too much in the movie?
Right.
I'm like,
but it was smart because you're getting people involved and you're getting more people with eyes on it, and you're growing kind of like your social media too at the same time. So it was like
engagement.
Engagement.
Yeah. And I think that I really want to make sure we stand by what we say. Like, we are here for the community. Like, we have local businesses, local music, local art, like local crew. Like, there is nothing that's like superficial or anything that's phony about like what we're trying to do. These are real kids that grew up with The First Friday in Las Vegas, and now they're making a movie about it. Like, we raised some money. It's not a lot. It's a micro budget technically.
Yeah.
And we shot something in 8 days, and we just want to see where could this take us? What is possible after this? And can we inspire the next kid that they don't need that much money? They can take 2 G's and make a whole fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to inspire them to know that, if all I need is resources, the people I know, myself, and just a little bit of money and time. And I look what
was dying over there.
Excuse me, we're recording here.
It's all right, I'm not gonna pick it up.
I know, just fucking.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man, no, that's dope.
Yeah, but it's a vibe. I just hope the community keeps growing, because I just want to make sure the film community itself is growing in Las Vegas, because like 5 years ago we didn't have this. We didn't have this, like, like your film goes. I told you this off camera. I was just like, we didn't have a podcast about film, talking to film creatives or local film festivals that are not Boulder or Reno, or like local film premieres. So like that's something I think that we are changing the game with, and like I'm just happy to be like the smallest part of that.
Yeah, same, bro. So let's talk about, I mean, I know you're doing post-production and that takes time. Yeah. You have a plan for releasing it and how you're going to do it. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we're going to have a private premiere showcase in hopefully the end of September at the Beverly Theater. We are planning that to be with 5 or 6 other local Vegas filmmakers to show their work as well before the premiere. We're expecting to have a collaboration with like 5 different local community organizations, and when the second trailer drops. So whenever that happens, hopefully in the next month or so, when we drop that second trailer, we're going to have the premiere date as well. And really get the ball rolling. Other than that, we are starting our film festival run in August. And then we're just going to see where the movie really takes us. I'm hoping just to go purely international. Like, I just want to like send to like ridiculous amount of international film festivals.
Why is that?
So that I can go there. so I can go party,
travel.
Yeah, so I can travel, dude. Gives me a reason. And but me and Rex, just so we can go. I really hope we get accepted to like London or like Sydney, Australia, or Melbourne, or like those are the kind of countries I feel like this movie can also like relate to, because they like the out there kind of films, because this is a fun, I would say it's like a fun midnight movie, but it's really just a coming of age story of just like kids just following their dreams. And I think that it's expressed in such a weird Vegas art district-y way that it's just like it'll catch your attention. It's not boring, I can tell you that right now. It's not a boring movie, man. Like, you will be intrigued the whole time. It's just like, I don't know where it's going, but I kind of want to see where it goes. Yeah,
for sure, bro. Well, I hope to see your grandma at the premiere.
Yes, she's gonna be my date. Yeah,
that's dope. I love that, man. It's gonna be a blast. All right, so that's Jawsh with a W, and I'm gonna leave all his info below, and yeah, check him out. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.